You ready for the fit, guys?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I'm literally him. This is my girlfriend's jacket, by the way. It doesn't even fit. Today we're going for the GTA 3 Platinum Trophy. I can't wear this. The GTA 3 Definitive Edition on PlayStation 5 has 29 trophies, so that's 28 that we need to get. In this video, I'm going to be going through my journey and the grind to get in 100% and that sweet Platinum Trophy. So what I want to do is I want to Platinum all GTAs before GTA 6 comes out. So this is the first entry. Let's just jump straight in. So the Platinum Trophy is simple enough. It's just complete the game, get 100% and do some random miscellaneous trophies that we will do throughout the game. So we get our first trophy straight off the bat. It is just complete Luigi's Girls, which is pretty much like one of the first missions that you do. So the first thing that I wanted to get out of the way is because I knew with this game you had to do the ambulance, taxis, police car missions and fire truck. I wanted to get all of those out of the way straight away. So do the first mission, you have to do that, but then I thought it was going to be pretty straightforward. It's just get to level 12 on the ambulance. This was no easy task. Driving the ambulance is just so, it's got like no balance, so you have to always drive really slowly. The clip that I'm showing now, this is towards the end of it, but the rules of it are, you basically, on level 1, you have to pick up one person, take them back to the hospital. Level 2, you have to go and pick 2 people up and take them back to the hospital, and then it goes all the way up 3, 4, 5, and you got to get to 12. So you can imagine by level 10, which is what I'm on now, I have to pick up 10 people and take them back to the hospital. But the problem is, you can only fit 3 people in the car, so you're just going backwards and forth. And it's a good job that I followed a guide as well, because if you've played GTA 3 before, you'll know that as you progress through the story, the other gangs become hostile towards you for story reasons. I cannot imagine doing this because you're not even allowed to leave the ambulance. If you crash the ambulance, if you tip it over, but this was, I'm so glad that I did this.
Oh, yes!
It's also quite good doing this one first as well, because when you do complete it, you do get infinite sprint. So on to the next trophy that we got. Next we just had the taxi missions. This one wasn't as bad as the ambulance, just because you could get in and out of, like, you didn't have to do so many in a row. You could just do this throughout the entire game if you wanted. But because it was just, once you've done like 10 of them, I think that's pretty much it. Like, it's just the same thing. It's picking someone up and dropping them off somewhere else. So I thought I'd just get them all straight out of the way. You get a nice red taxi. I don't know how you say it. I think it's Borg9. I completely got that wrong. I thought I would just have a go at the Vigilante ones and some of the fire truck ones, but in order to get the 100%, you need to basically do 20 on each island, which is 16 total across both of them. So I just did the 20 on the first island and continued with the story. But I'll get back to the troubles that I had with both of them later on in the video.
Knockout!
A lot of fun. A couple hours later of just delivering people and taking people to the hospital, it was time to actually get on with some story related trophies. So these are the ones that you'll have to do something specific in a certain mission. The first one is to deliver Mike Clip's car without a scratch on the first attempt. This one's pretty straightforward, but if you do mess up, then you have to exit off the game because it won't count. But I had no problem with this one. You just have to drive really carefully. next one I got was Disposing of the Evidence. This is a story related one. You'll just get this when you're going through the missions, but you just take a car to the junkyard. Next one is taking out Chunky Lee Chong's car with a rigged bomb. And this one's actually pretty cool because you have to get creative, and it's probably one of the only times I ever actually used the 8-ball explosive car thing, like outside of the normal intended purposes. You basically take one of the cars, take it to the 8-ball place, you get an explosive in it, and then you park it back up where he would normally get into the car. And you'll see in this clip where you basically get it sorted, put it back, and then we bait him out so that he runs to that car and it blows him up. You don't even have to chase him. So the next one, got this figured out. It's quite a fun one. You have to basically find a bus and just pick up all these prostitutes and then drive them through town. It's not too bad. You've just got to find a bus. I'm pretty sure there's a bus station, but I think I already had one. I think I just made sure I had one. I think I failed it the first time, and then I went and found a bus, then came to it the second time. But yeah, you've just got 5 minutes to pick them all up and make sure that you don't run any of them over. So the next one I got was actually extinguish 15 fires during a single fire truck mission. And I think I did this one accidentally. I think, you know, because they're just so, I think they're the easiest of the three well, I'd say it's the easiest one, maybe next to taxis, but you've just got to basically non-stop go on a fire truck and make sure that you don't mess up, basically. Progress through the story. One of the story missions was by a mile, which is the Turismo race. You've got to finish it in under 180 seconds, and I definitely failed this one the first time because I didn't have a fast enough car, and I think I accidentally crashed it or whatever. This one's fine if you do miss it, because once you've done all the phone missions, you'll be able to do it again.
I am Speed.
We managed to pick up one of the easy miscellaneous trophies, which is Liberty City Minute. That's just survive with less than 10 HP. Don't even remember getting it. I think that's just one of those ones where I was low on health and it just popped up.
Oh, he dead!
Bruh.
No! God, please, no!
Oh my god, this boat is the shittest boat ever. Please. Please. As you can see, I was not a sailor in my past life. Anyway, enough of that, let's get back to the trophies. Street Sweeper is when you waste 100 gang members, and you'll get this one if you... When you're doing the rampages, you'll just be killing gang members all the time then, and there's like 20 rampages throughout the game. We swept up the streets with that one. So things are looking pretty well. What I was doing is, I was going towards 100% on each island before I went on to the next one, just so I didn't leave everything to when I fully completed the game, and then I had to go and pick everything up from all the islands. Because the most tedious thing about this game is having to drive from island to island, that I found anyway. So what I was doing is I was collecting all the parcels, doing all the stunt jumps, and doing all the rampages. So the next one I did was Wreckless Driving, which is do a perfect insane stunt. Now I had a lot of problems actually on some of these stunt jumps. One particular stunt jump, my car just wasn't fast enough, so I kept doing it, but I wasn't actually succeeding and getting the reward. It wasn't counting it as a stunt jump, basically. But I got there in the end. I think it literally took me about 15 minutes.
Oh no!
Another story related trophy was Mob Boss. This one's quite fun. You've got to keep these 2 Mafia members during the mission Triads and Tribulations. You've got to keep them both alive. It's not too hard. I think the first one you can just run them over, but then the second one, you're like hunting down other gang members or something, and the second one is pretty difficult. You've got to run in, because you can't drive your car down here. You've got to run in and make sure you kill them and get out. But they're both so blood hungry, so they're just going for kills. It's just like, no, stay. And then the third one, you can just jump into the fish factory or whatever and run them over again. As long as you do that before they both get killed, all is well. You'll see on this, I'm just driving around. I just didn't want to get out of the car, basically. So when I'd done the first island, I did the mission Last Requests. This basically unlocks Staunton Island, which is the middle one. You do this one, RIP to the big guy. Spoilers, by the way. I mean, to be fair, it's not even a spoiler, because this game, the story in this game doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, because all you do is you just work for people, and then they betray you, and then you work for someone else, then you betray them. Kill Salvador. On to the next. When you're doing the stunt jumps and the rampages, you'll start to amass a lot of money. The next trophy I got was dirty money. You get a ridiculous amount of money for doing all the rampages and stunt jumps, by the way. I think I finished the game on like $6 million, which pretty sure for the final mission you only need 500,000. So I'd done pretty well here. Got the million. We are officially millionaires. Doing the rampages as well, you will just, I think naturally you will get the right hand man trophy, which is to earn a criminal rating of 2,500. I don't remember getting this one. It's just, I think you just do the rampages as you go along, and you get different criminal ratings basically, depending how much of a menace you are to society. Next trophy that we got was full artillery, which is just to use every weapon in the game at least once. You will just get this naturally when doing the rampages. So you've got the pistol, the Uzi, the AK, the M16, the shotgun, the sniper, your fist, your rocket launcher, your flamethrower, the bat, a Molotov, and grenades. There's not that many guns in this game, to be fair. Continuing with the story missions, you've got a gift from the king. This is one of the most annoying missions, by the way. It's the one where there's a bunch of vans, and there's just like these crazy guys with bombs strapped to them, and they just blow you up. But it's just so annoying. I hated this mission. There's so many story missions in this game that I hate, by the way. There's only a few, but there's one mission where you have to get the gang cars. You have to go back and forth between like the first island and the second island. Like, I just got so like fed up with it. But the grind continues.
Here you go, I got a present for you. Come to daddy, come here.
Next story trophy that we got is a drop in the ocean. I think this unlocks the third island. They're dropping packages into the water, and then you have to get out and escape. So I'm looking through my recordings and I don't actually think I have a clip of it. Instead, here's a mission where I shoot a plane out of the sky and pick up some packages. I guess that counts as a drop in the ocean.
Now I am become death.
Because we're going for the 100%, what you have to do as well is you have to do the import and export garage missions where you find cars and you pick them up. You take them to the garage and you're supposed to find all of the cars. There's one in Portland and there's one in Shoreside Vale, and you have to basically deliver cars. But one of them is you have to deliver emergency vehicles to this crane that picks it up. But this includes the regular stuff, a police car, an ambulance, a fire truck. They're pretty easy to get, but then you've got to get the army truck and a tank and an FBI car. So this was really fun to get, by the way. I won't deny, I had a ton of fun. I'm going to go through that later, but I'm bringing this up because the next one we had to get was 20 police bribes. And at this point, when you do the vigilante missions, you unlock police bribes, which is the stars basically that get your wanted level down. So what I was doing is I was getting 6 stars and I was running and collecting all the bribes and it was getting me down to 0. I did that a few times and then I got it. Here's a clip, but I'm going to talk more about that when we get to the end because it's when I'm doing all the 100% stuff. I can go into it a bit more detail. So speaking of the vigilante missions, there's a trophy which is to kill 15 criminals during one vigilante mission, which sounds simple enough, but it's actually not. The problem is they the people you're going after are driving so fast, and you've got to ram them off the road, and then either they get out of the car when they crash, or you shoot them enough with an Uzi or whatever, and then they get out and the car explodes. I really struggled. So I had an idea. I was going to use the tank that I'd acquired for the emergency vehicles. But the problem with the tank is it's so slow, so you can't catch up to them. And I was really struggling. I was really struggling to get these criminals, those blasted criminal scum. I was using this strategy when I was driving the tank. I was trying to turn it behind me and shoot the tank to make it go faster to get them. But the problem is the top doesn't turn quick enough. So I'm driving through New York City and I'm shooting a tank. But for some reason when you're shooting the tank missiles behind you, it gets the police on you. But when you're shooting them in front of you, it doesn't. It's such a weird thing. But yeah, it was just a ton of fun. And in the end, I just had to get in a police car, and I was just like, you know what? I just had to lock in and basically try and blow them up. I had to strategically get another police car at some point as well. Like I knew, you keep getting the police on you. So it was always healthy to have 1 star, just so you could get another police car, because your car would blow up. But yeah, I had a ton of fun with this one. We got it eventually. Going for the 100%, you have to do these off-road missions and RC car missions. RC toys, should I say. And you basically get in a van and then you drive this RC car around and then you blow cars up. You only need to blow up 1 car to succeed and for it to count towards the 100%. There's only 4 of them, and on my final one, it was really anticlimactic because I could only find 1 car to blow up. It was at this point as well, because I'd unlocked the 3rd island, I got the Furious First Responder, which is get to level 12 on the ambulance, which we did right at the beginning, and then complete 60 total firefighter missions, 20 on each island, and Vigilante, which I'd also done on the final island, get 20 on there. And I didn't realise as well, but you can use the tank for the Vigilante missions. For it to be easy, I would just use that. You could just do one at a time, but I don't think using it for the 15 criminals in a row was a good idea. It was at this point as well that I was going to wrap up the missions and just focus on completing the 100%. So final mission, when I first did the final mission, I actually really struggled on it, but because this was another playthrough, it wasn't that bad, and I think it felt easier on the definitive edition. The definitive edition in general just feels a lot more forgiving. I don't know if it's because I'd already played it like a couple months ago. I played through GTA 3 a couple months ago on my PC, and it was crashing all the time, and I struggled with controls. I had to download a HD remaster, but on the definitive edition it was fine. So complete the exchange, and that's the final mission done. We've done all the story missions, we've done all the phone booth missions. Life is good. Now we just need to wrap up that 100% and we will be on our merry way. So what we had remaining at this point was the packages, which I had been doing leading up to it just to make it a little bit easier. This is the first time talking about it in the video. There's 100 packages scattered across the island. There's a lot of guides online that show you how to do it. I think it's only necessary just to let this play out with some lovely non-copyright music. So we've got some stunt jumps left to go through. I'm going to play through a few of those now. There is one, so I spoke about that other one earlier on the first island. There is one towards the end, which I was doing for about 20 minutes, but I was jumping in the wrong place. I had to watch someone online do it, and you're supposed to get on to the left in this little, onto the other ramp basically. As well, you know, when you're doing these stunt jumps, you are racking up a lot of money. I think like towards the end, you're getting like 80 grand, 85 grand, 90 grand. done! Sensational. Also, there was one random miscellaneous trophy that I didn't pick up, and it was just to kill 25 gang members with a melee weapon, so I thought I'd just do that real quick.
You must die!
So the last trophy now is just to get 100%. Let's see what we've done. So we've done all the collectibles, we've done all the stunt jumps, all the paramedic and taxi and vigilante firefighting truck missions. We've done all the RC cars, which I briefly went over, but then there was another one, these 4 off-road missions. You get in a car and it triggers like a little side mission, but they're not too bad. The 2 hardest ones probably the first and the last one, which is on the 3rd island, but there's 2 on the middle island. One which is like, if you're in a stallion, if you drive to the, like there's a car park, if you drive to this car park, you basically got to get through that entire car park before the time runs out. And then there was one that's like based in the middle park where you're in like a Land Rover. Also, to wrap up the 100%, what I mentioned earlier is we need to do the import and export missions. A lot of these pretty straightforward. On the 1st island, it's just a bunch of like the big heavy cars, so like your buses, your coaches, vans, the mule, the Yankee, all the cars that you never really drive when you play GTA. You just basically get them, and they're all on the 1st island. I think the only one that isn't on the 1st island is the Blister and the Dodo, and I forgot to mention that as well. The Dodo, driving the Dodo, I didn't even know you could fly this. Genuinely didn't even know you could fly the plane, which sounds ridiculous, but you know, because it was so slow and it doesn't actually take off like it does in San Andreas. So I had fun just driving through the whole city, and I'm pretty sure everyone else did this, but you know, correct me if I'm wrong. And then there is the import export on the Shoreside Vale side of things. All of these literally can be found outside on the street, and of course the emergency vehicles one. I'm just gonna play out this whole bit of what I was doing. You have to get an FBI car and then a tank. The FBI car was pretty straightforward. It's just a normal car. You get 5 stars, the FBI come after you. But then when I had a tank, I was on the 1st island. I parked my tank inside that garage because I thought it was big enough, and it just got stuck. And then I couldn't get in it, and I didn't know how to get it out. But you can wedge yourself in and push it out because, you know, the main character is just strong enough to run into a tank and push it. And doing these, it is worth doing these because you unlock the ability to spawn any of these cars in, which on the 1st island I don't really think it's worth it. There's nothing that you ever really want on there. But on the 2nd island it's got a lot of fast cars, so it's worth doing it on that side. The only thing that was left for me at this point was the rampage missions. So throughout the whole game, all the rampage missions are pretty straightforward. You either have to shoot a load of people in a drive-by, you have to run them over, like you have to use a pistol, you have to use a machine gun, you have to snipe their heads. All just killing people. I had a load of fun with these ones. The best ones were ones where you had like a rocket launcher just blowing shit up. But there is one rampage which is notorious for being a bastard, and it's using a flamethrower on the 3rd island against all the cartel members. Sounds straightforward enough, but the problem is you can't run with a flamethrower, and they've all got machine guns, so you are dead within seconds of like 2 or 3 of them finding you. So I had to come up with a plan for this because I didn't know how to do it. I looked up online, and what everyone was saying online didn't make any sense. They said that on GTA 3, what they would do is you put it in like the GTA 2 camera where you're like top down, and you would hide around a corner and basically bait them out into killing them. But what I had to do is get the rampage, drive around this wall, and then there's this wall where all the cartel members spawn, so you're just flamethrowing through the wall, and I thought this was genius, and I think that's actually how you're supposed to do it. There is no way you can survive 20 of them just head on. It's just impossible. I know on the first island you go up against them and they've only got bats, so at least it's fair then. It was definitely fun to have a challenging one for the final rampage. I feel like I wouldn't have it any other way because then it would have been very anticlimactic. And with that, Liberty City is mine! And with that, ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, our first platinum of the challenge, GTA 3 completed. What a journey it was. I had a ton of fun. GTA 3 overall, I think, is just such a great game. I do think that I'll be able to get these all done before GTA 6. However, I do not know if I'll actually be able to make all the videos in time. I think the hardest part of them is going to be making the videos on the side as well as playing them. But you know, we do it for the love of the game. I will see you in the next video where we'll be taking on Vice City. Subscribe to join on the Platinum journey, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.